Welcome back, everyone, to Civ 7. This is going to be episode 4 in this series where we're playing Ben Franklin and the Greek Empire. We're going to hop right back in where we left off. Our settler is approaching our settleable tiles up here. I think, and I haven't decided yet, but I think I'm going to keep them as close as I can up here, and we'll probably eke out one more city somewhere over in this area. That's not for certain yet. Let's just continue to move him up slowly but surely. We don't have an escort on him again, which could be a mistake, but we'll find out as time goes on. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to put both of these guys on heal. And not sure why I can't heal this archer. Sorry, slinger. Alright, well, we'll leave it as is for now. Hop down to our quadrime down here, and let's explore what we can grab. Our settler is getting close. Let's pop onto this river tile. It'd be great to know what these tiles looked like, if they're settleable or not. Unfortunately, we just don't know that at the time. This quadrime should have one more movement left, and it does. We might have a bridge over here to get to this other continent area, maybe or maybe not. We'll find out next turn. So let's do a little bit of counting. If we settled, say here, 1, 2, 3, that'd allow us to settle here or here in the future. That would be acceptable. We could also, 1, 2, 3, settle maybe in this little strip somewhere as well up here. Trying to debate. We can also settle off of the freshwater. I'm not certain what the buff or nerf is if we are not on freshwater. Like Civ 6, it was the difference between, I think it was like 3 or 5 housing in your initial city. I don't know what the downside is in Civ 7 or how easy it is to overcome. I'm thinking we could also just settle where we're at, and that opens up a little bit more land to settle on both sides. 1, 2, 3. You know what? I take back everything that I've just been saying. If you recall, Egypt is my southern partner here, and they went and settled a town all the way up here at the northernmost part of our continent. I think I'm going to go and kind of abuse that ability in Civ 7. I'm going to go and settle as far away as I want to right now, and then I'll back settle. If we end up divided, it doesn't seem like there's a downside to it, so we'll just be divided. We're going to put that army commander on alert. Let's head down to our quadrime down here and see if there's a bridge. Oh, there's not. That's unfortunate. We're going to keep sending them around down here and see what we can find. Seems like maybe an island or a little peninsula sticking out from our landmass. We've finished our civic there. We have our 4 policy slots still. And we've unveiled the rights and rituals, which is +2 happiness in all settlements. With our happiness struggle, I'm going to replace clan networks. I lied. I'm going to replace oratory because we're making 24 influence per turn. Let's plug that out and plug in rights and rituals in. See what that does. Yep. So it dropped us by 2 and increased our happiness by 2. That's a fair trade for now. We have Franklin the Inventor that's up. So we can either take the +1 scientific attribute point. It'll also start a quest for us, or we can take the +50 happiness. I'm going to take the scientific route, of course. Let's pop into our civic tree here. We're getting close to the end of this tree. We still have, of course, all of the masteries that we've left behind in the dust. It's only a few more turns to go towards like literacy or skilled trades than it would be organized military. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. The question is which one? I think I'm going to go for skilled trades first. That'll get us the Colossus. Our capital is ready for production selection. Let's take a look at what we can drop up here. Blacksmith would be great. +5 production. Where are you at? On this tile, otherwise it's +4 in the city center. It's not bad, even still. We also have the Colosseum, which is great for culture. It's +4 culture if we place it on this tile. That is something to think about. We lose out on a bit of production, I suppose, doing so, but we can make up for that with our buildings in the future. That's not a bad idea. How about first we start on our army? So we'll grab another archer. We can also grab another settler. I just noticed we've increased from 4 to 5. So we'll keep walking our settler. We're going to be unveiling these tiles as we go along since we haven't been over here before. And let's do a little bit of planning. I think I want to grab... Ooh, it's a tough one. I think I want to grab this tile though. I just really don't want to be like right up against this Free City's borders. You know, I already did that with Argos and it's kind of annoying that I'm right up against Egypt. So I think I'm going to keep myself backed off a little bit. It will still be a coastal city and we'll still get all of these benefits here. Fish, ivory, wool. Yeah, I say let's aim for this tile here. I can even put it on automation. 2 more turns. I'm hoping to find anywhere that I can explore, and it just seems like I can't with this quadrireme. I'm stuck to my continent, which is fine. We're going to discover this whole southern border, which we didn't previously know of. Okay. Harriet Tubman now has an offer where I would receive one of her cities. And one, I really want peace. And 2, taking one of her cities would be fine with me. My question, though, is what city is that? I'm going to go ahead and accept it. We finished our tech research there. Let's pop into our tech tree. We're down to either ironworking or mathematics. And let's grab... Ooh, 31 turns. Let's grab a mastery instead of pushing the tech tree. Maybe we'll... Let's see. +3 combat strength. +1 gold. Infantry. I'm going to grab currencies mastery. It'll grant 1 codex, which is worth it. And we have silk to plug in. Let's see if we can plug it in here. It's saying no for some reason. Not certain why it won't allow me to plug in that silk anywhere. I guess we'll just leave it unplugged for right now. Here is our new city that we just got. Excuse me, it's not a city, it's a town. It's right next to a active volcano, which is not helping. We could spend some gold to buy the altar. That wouldn't be bad. I think I'm just going to repair the mine. 24 gold. That's not too bad. So we'll repair that. Is there another one? It makes it look like as though there is another one to repair, but I don't think so. So part of the reason I took the city was just to see what all I can do with it. This is, again, the first time I'm playing Civ 7. This is a very unique aspect, something that wasn't particularly in Civ 6. Again, you could trade a city for a peace proposition, but if it was anywhere but inside your borders, you'd be suffering huge loyalty issues that would probably turn the city over again anyway. And we've got a volcanic eruption. I'm hoping that's not... It is one of the volcanoes in our territory now, our new territory. Let's see what we find down here. Ooh, looks like some jade. Yep. First time we're seeing jade in the game. We have production queue open in our capital city up here. And I think we talked about getting a blacksmith before. That'd be nice. +4 or 5 production. We're not at war anymore, so I don't really need to be popping out an army like I thought I would need to. We could drop the Colosseum. What are barracks? Barracks are outside of the city center as well. How about we... Ooh, we have arena too now. Let's put the arena in our city center. And we've got a production queue open up in our second city. Amphitheaters are +4. They're all around the map. That's good to know. How about arenas? +4 all around the map as well. Bath. We've got a few +6s. We've got +5 in the garden. We also have Pyramid or Colosseum down here as well. Let's see what Colosseum looks like. Yeah, not as enticing as our capital. So we'll leave that open for now. Why don't we grab... our culture is popping off. We're hurting in science. The only thing we can do there is a brickyard or library. Okay, we'll plug in the library for now. And let's found this settlement right here on the coast. So for settling our 5th city here, we're now maxed out because we inherited a city from our peace offering. We earned this milestone, which grants 1 militaristic legacy point. It also grants 1 militaristic attribute point and 1 expansionist attribute point. So let's take a look at our progress here. Okay, This is cultural, militaristic, science, and economic. Good to know. Rankings, looks like we're pretty low at the bottom, but that's okay. We're playing on a harder difficulty for the first time. We don't need to see that. Let's grow this town immediately. And remember, we want to lock in the tiles that we want before, say, this free city grabs them. So I think I have to take this to food because that'll culture bomb 3 of these tiles. We've got our archer over here to command. And let's send this archer over here to our new town, I think. They can fortify and defend there. We have the ability to attack here. It's not great odds, actually. We're slightly damaged. It looks like maybe they attacked us last time. We're going to do it anyway, just for the fun of it. I think this archer is going to shoot us, and then the galley might shoot us as well, but I think I'll kill them. Hopefully. The difference war makes in this game is kind of crazy. On turn 1 of our war with Harriet Tubman, we dropped down to 0 happiness per turn. Now we're sitting, we declared peace. I think it took us up to 47 instantly, and now we're back up to 53 happiness. Our city down here is ready to grow again. We can either plug in a specialist, which wouldn't be a bad idea actually, or we can continue to grow our borders here. Remember, this is Argos, our city here, so we're not really competing for those tiles. I think I can drop one of these tiles and inherit more land, or I say we get the gypsum online. So we'll drop a settlement on the gypsum there. We still have silk that we need to plug in somewhere. It just doesn't look like there's... Oh, we can plug it into our capital now. Great. So we unlocked another milestone, which is Silk Roads. Grants us 1 economic legacy point and 1 economic attribute point. Awesome. Let us... here we go. So we don't have any attribute points to put in yet. I think they get unlocked in like the next era or something, it says. We'll find out soon enough, but for the time being, there's none that we can plug in. Let's step back 1 tile, and I believe I can now heal outside of my borders, which is awesome. Those of you that played Civ 6 know that if you had a military ship or any sort of ship that needed to heal, you had to drive them all the way back to your borders, which right now our closest borders are all the way up here. We'd have to step into this river tile, and if that took 12 turns to get up there, you'd be driving low health for 12 turns. Then you'd rest for, say, 5 turns to get back to full health, and then to get back to where you came from would be, again, 12 more turns. So it really took that ship out of commission for a really long time to just go heal them up. If we can, we'll see how fast they heal down here out of our borders, but if we can heal here, that is absolutely game-changing to where you're only going to lose the amount of time that it takes for you to heal, no longer to traverse the ocean one way and then back again. Power at the center looks like we had a crisis, so we can continue the crisis, which adds 2 crisis policy slots. That's our only option, so we have to do that. We can grow our capital. Some of our specialist slots are starting to look better and better. This is now a +5 -4. Sorry, +6 -4. It's +2 science, +3 culture, and +1 happiness for the loss of 2 food and 2 happiness. So they're starting to gain value. I don't think they're quite there yet. I'd rather pop down another workable tile. So let's see, we've got a lot of food. We would love more production if we can get it. So I'm seeing this +2 production, +1 gold, +1 happiness. That's not bad. Alternatively, we can continue to grow food, which is +4 food and 1 production. I think that's just too good to pass up, even though we don't need more food particularly. We'll do it. Here's our crisis policy slots. We've got 2 open. You can kind of see the timeline. The age begins, the crisis intensifies, and then it culminates. Kind of intimidating looking at that, but we've got 2 slots and 3 cards to plug in. If we plug this card in, we'll be 1 over our maximum cap, which means we'll have -5 happiness per turn. We can plug in suppress local traditions, which is -6 happiness in settlements you did not found, which is 1 of them. So that would be a -1 alternative, -5, -6. Or we have -6 happiness in settlements with unfilled resource slots, which I think we've got 2 or 3 of those. We could rebalance. We've got to plug in 2 cards, so no matter what, we're losing a lot of happiness. I think we are going to take these two, and we're going to try and rebalance our resource slots to minimize our hit to happiness. Right now we're sitting at 52. Let's see what happens when I hit confirm. 29. Yeah, not great. I need to rebalance our resources, which is something I have not done before. So here we go. We have two. This is minus 12 happiness right here by having these two open. Let me see if I can't rebalance these at all. Whoops. So we can't rebalance because if you read over here, it says resource allocation unavailable until new resources are acquired. That means to get out of this slump, we really need to get like these fish online or these sheep that should, or ivory, that should open up our rebalancing mechanism. So the next time we have a growth, let's keep that in mind for where we're going to place our tile. And there we go. We've got growth in our newest city. We know we're going to grab one of these three resources. It's either going to be fish, wool, or ivory. Plus 2 food, plus 1 food, plus 3 food. I think, ivory is pretty balanced. Let's go and grab that. And now let's see. The resource isn't there yet. We might have to hit next turn. Our archer unit is getting close to being able to defend. Had a volcanic eruption. We're getting a gift from our free city over here, which is just 25 science. That's the only option or possibility. We've finished currency. Let's pop into our production queue here. Pyramids looks really enticing now. Plus 6 production, plus 5 gold, plus 1 science, and that's in 11 turns. That is really quick. Let's make sure that's what we want to do. And now let's pop in and see where we can place it. And there's only one option for all those benefits, and we're going to take it. 11 turns, and we should pop out the pyramids. Sorry, 9 turns. Something increased that. The moment I dropped it, it went from 11 to 9 turns. Not certain why that is, but I will take it. It's only going to make it faster. Let's pop into our tech tree. We're down to 25 turns on ironworking or mathematics. Again, we have all these masteries left. I think we just clean this one up for 3 turns. Sounds fair. We did lose our quadrireme. I just got the notice down here. It looks like someone must have showed up and attacked them, and while we were healing, it was just too low health, so I guess we won't learn how quick they can heal outside of our territory just yet. In our second city, we need to pick a production. Garden looks good. We're hurting for happiness, so arena looks really tempting, but let's hold off on that for now. It seems like we must have just lost the pyramids. Yes, pyramids were just constructed. I think it was like 1 turn after we placed them down, so why don't we get started either with a garden or a bathhouse? Let's take a look at where we can build either of these. Bathhouse, we're going to lose a lot of food, but we replace it with food, so it's just a better trade-off than what we're getting already from the tile. What about garden plus 5? Yeah, that's not bad. Let's drop this garden here. We've got units to command. We're going to put this archer on alert out here. It is interesting. I'm not sure how long it takes for you to gain the resource, but we have not gotten the resource yet from our ivory. That unfortunately is just tanking our happiness. We can grow again, and I'm going to grab the wool here because that'll culture bomb these tiles into my territory. Just trying to grow our resources. There it is. So that should increase our happiness by 6, I think it was. So we're up to 25. We only have 1 city that is unfilled. We've unlocked masonry. Let's open up our tech tree here. Again, we either grab a cheaper mastery or we start working towards mathematics or ironworking. I think, this one down here grants a codex. Let's do that. 6 turns. We need production in our second city down here. Should have just finished the garden. No wonders that we need. We could build a military unit. We don't need a settler because we're already over our settlement cap at the moment. Villa gives us some happiness. Something to keep in mind. What about a bathhouse? Just not too overwhelmed by the bathhouse at the moment. How about amphitheater? We could also grab that. I think we grab, yeah, Let's grab the amphitheater. We're going to put that out here, +4. And we are growing in Argos. Let's see what we want to work on next. 2 food, 1 gold, and 1 happiness. Sounds pretty good. I think that's our best tile option. We also have 854 gold. We could convert this into a city. Not a bad idea. Opens up our production queue. So our options here are 220 gold to build like a brickyard, which is +6 production. That'd be great. Or we spend a little bit more and convert it to a city. I think we need to convert it to a city. It's going to cost quite a bit, but that will open up our production queue. And now we have unlocked way more opportunities here. Ooh, +6 science and +7 happiness in the Mundo. Let's see how many turns was that? I should have checked. 23 turns. That's a long time. What if we start on like a brickyard? Where can we place that? Yeah, let's start on a brickyard. It'll take a few turns to finish, 4 turns, and then after that we should be able to produce the Mundo much faster. Nothing to do in this turn, so we'll just continue to hit next turn. It's unusual for being 122 turns into the game, I would say, at least in Civ 6. Civ 7 maybe not so much, but we do have growth to plop down in this town out here. And I'd be pretty inclined to grab this tile to lock these 2 up. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I made a mistake. I don't know why I wasn't thinking, but that was 1, 2, 3 tiles out. We wouldn't culture bomb those tiles because they're too far from our city center. So, unfortunately, kind of plug that into something that's pretty useless. I mean, it's 3 production, 1 culture, and 1 happiness. I would have rather gotten the fish up, but too late now, can't go back. Ooh, we have a city-state bonus to grab. We're now suzerain, so we get to select our bonus, whereas Civ 6, the bonus was already kind of pre-selected for you. You were bound to whatever type of city-state that was. I think I'd be silly not to take pilgrimage here. This grants a free technology when you become suzerain of the city-state, including this one. I don't know how many I'm going to become suzerain of, but if it's 2 or 3, that's 2 or 3 free technologies. So we'll take pilgrimage and confirm that. It's really hard to tell that I selected it. It only barely changed the border color, but we'll confirm that. That unlocks bronze working for us immediately. Do kind of wish that it allowed you to select what you want to unlock, but free technology is free technology. I'll take it. We also have this narrative choice to take, so it's either +25 science or +1 production on library. It's basically either a one-time science boost or +1 per turn production boost. I think I'm going to take the science. It's just about like a 2/3 of a turn worth of science, but it's a boost nonetheless. We also have another narrative choice here. Either 1 codex or +200 science. Ooh, this one's significantly harder. I know how valuable the codex is, but +200 science is a lot. That'd be what? Basically 6 turns of science? I'm going to take the codex. I might be making a mistake there, but we did create our Great Library milestone. We received some legacy options and attribute points. We'll continue on with that. We're going to accept this objective. Nothing like adding more objectives to our tree over here. We have production up here in our capital to take a look at. Blacksmith or barracks already are jumping out to me with +6 production. Let's look at what blacksmith would take. Yeah, not even going to second guess that. I think it's worth it to me. We have 3 codexes here, and all of them are in our capital. We could redistribute. I don't know that it really makes a difference, but we'll keep them as they are. They're all granting +2 science right now, so that's +6 per turn, just from our codexes. Let's see what we can buy with all of our influence points up here. Let's grab the research collaboration with our allies, Egypt. Let's see if Rome wants in on this. They'll take 1 too, gladly. We can start... Yeah, why not? Let's start a local festival. And let's improve trade relations with Egypt. And we still have 527 remaining. Let's see what we can do about some city-states. And I think I'm going to be friend here. Let's see. Seems reasonable. We'll start working towards another suzerain, and that if we get it, that would grant us another free technology.
Even a great carpenter.
We finished the wheel here. We have a narrative choice, another crisis policy slot. That's not good. We finished our technology research, so let's see what we want to start researching now. We're down to 16 turns on mathematics and ironworking. I say we start with mathematics. The academy sounds like it would be pretty good. +4 base yield in science. We have production open down here in Argos. A market would be nice to grab. Mundo is down to 15 turns, and our best two tiles are here and here. It's either 1 food, 2 production, or 1 food, 2 production, 1 happiness. So let's do this rough tropical tile. And it drops it down to 13 turns. It's interesting that it doesn't, it tells you that it's going to take 15 turns, then when you place it, it might or might not change how many turns it takes. But this is at least the 3rd time I've noticed I play something and it immediately drops in the amount of turns that it's going to take. The crisis is intensifying, so we've got 1 more policy slot to fill in here. They're all happiness related. So again, we have 1 settlement. This would be -6 for sure. This is -6 in cities, period. So I think we've got 3 cities now. So that we definitely don't want that. And -6 in towns. We definitely have 2 towns. So I think the least amount is this one here, suppress local traditions. Should drop us from 46 to 40. We'll see what happens when I update the UI here. Okay, well that might automatically solve the problem for us. They're so unhappy with our rule that they are considering revolting. And if we read here, it says, if they remain unhappy for 9 turns, they may revolt. We should assign happiness resources, station a commander in the settlement, or invest in happiness infrastructure here immediately. I'm wondering how much that I even care. 1, if we lose the city, we no longer have the -6 happiness for cities that we didn't found. We would be under our settlement limit again, which means we would not be losing the -5 happiness here, and the -6 for being over in our policy slot as well. I don't know that we were gaining a whole lot from this city, sorry, from this town to begin with, and it is almost completely sectioned off from the rest of our empire. So the question is, how much do we dump into this city to save it? 360 gold would buy 3 happiness, and it's at -16 right now. So that would only make up a portion of what we need. I'm not sure if repairing these would grant happiness, but I don't think they would hurt happiness for sure. I think we just might need to let this one go. We can't change the focus to anything other than growth. I'm pretty much on the side of let's let it run its course. They're probably going to revolt and join someone else, and that just might be how it is. We got the city for free anyway, and I'd rather settle my own city. So we did have another flood here coming out of Corinthos. I think it said that it increases production by 1. Oh boy. I think this, yeah, another volcanic eruption in our city that's revolting anyway. I think that's a sign. We're just going to let it fall by the wayside. Do what you need to do out there and get out of my empire. Here in our capital, we, to increase, we have a negative gold production. So I think we need to maybe make a market here. +4, yeah, let's drop it in here. Easy. I mean, we're making 12 gold per turn. It's not like we were dying for it, but tapping in and seeing that you're negative in something isn't great to see. So we'll try and reverse course there. Down here in Corinthos, we could also grab another market. Let's take a look at that. Not too crazy about it yet. We could grab a bath, we could grab barracks, arena. I think walls would be good. Let's build our walls here. If we were going to get attacked, I think it would be Argos or Corinthos. So we'll fortify that city. I think it's time well spent. We're going to play our one last turn here. We just hit the next turn button. We've finished a civic research here. Looks like it granted us coinage, which is +1 gold for each imported resource. I think we're okay as we are. We don't need more influence. +2 gold would be nice, but happiness is also hurting. And I don't want to lose out. Maybe we can plug out clan networks. Yeah, there we go. this might be the way. We'll go from 12 to 21 gold per turn. That's reasonable. Let's pop into our civic tree and see what we want to start on next. Literacy or organized military. We could also grab a mastery. Do any of these, I wonder, have a codex hidden behind them? It doesn't look like it. They do not. I do like this mastery, however, though. It's +3 culture for every city-state you are a suzerain of. We're going to have 2 here pretty soon, and so that'd be +6. I think that'll be worth it. 9 turns on that mastery. And without thinking, I just hit next turn. But that brings us, well, we'll play one more. Why not? That's the allure of playing Civilization. It's too hard to stop sometimes. We have a narrative choice here. It's either +25 science or +25 culture. I've talked about this several times. I feel like a scientific person, so we're going to grab the science here. We have a growth up here in our newest city, and we can either get the colon online or the fish. Ooh. That's a tough choice. I don't know that it's either 3 food, 1 gold, or 3 food, 1 production. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll expand our territorial land before we expand our waters, I suppose. We finally have a celebration to choose. It's the same, either 20% for 10 turns on food or 30% for 10 turns on constructing buildings. I think we would make it worth it on buildings again, so we'll go for buildings. We opened up a new policy slot as well, and why don't we grab the +2 food that we plugged out last time? We have production slot open down here. Let's take a look at what it would take to get a market on. We can trade 2 production for 4 gold, and I think that's our best bet. So let's do it. We also have a resource to plug in. Can I plug it in? No, I can plug it into Argos though. I'll do that. And that brings us to the end of our second last turn. So we'll call the episode there. Hopefully you're enjoying Civ 7 as much as I am. It's been a great game so far. We're 129 turns in this gameplay. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you can get alerted on our next episode. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you again soon.